Hi friends, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you clicked on today's video. By the title, by the thumbnail, you already know what we are doing. I actually held a poll over on my community page asking you guys what you wanted to see first for 2025, and you all voted on a book haul, and I'm so excited because I've actually been collecting these books since the beginning of December, and they've been in a cute little pile in the corner of my room, and I've just been staring at all the boxes, dying to rip them apart. So I'm really excited to finally be sitting down. It's like the second week in January. We're finally gonna open all my book mail that I've been getting since the beginning of the holidays. There's a lot of book subs in here from Fairy Lou, Owl Crate. I think I have an Eternal Ember somewhere hidden in this pile. And then we also have a ton of book mail from publishers, authors, stuff like that, which is still so crazy. I have authors and publishers sending me PR boxes, sending me their books. Literally the craziest thing ever, but also like a dream come true. And I'm just so grateful and happy, and I'm excited to open it all with you guys today. So we are gonna hop right into it. I'll just start from the top here. This is a Fairy Loot box, and it's actually a romantasy box. I was part of the Fairy Loot YA sub as well as their adult sub, and I actually ended up canceling both of them just because the books I was getting the last couple of months, they weren't books I were really vibing with, so I just decided to cancel my subscription altogether just because I would rather spend money on books that I know I'm either gonna love or books that I picked out myself. So I canceled that, and then I got invited to join the romantasy one, and I love romantasy. It's probably my favorite genre aside from just good old romance books, so I decided to give it a try. And the first book I got, low-key fire, guys, low-key fire. So I stuck with it. I believe this is my second book from them, and I'm so excited. I have no idea what book it is because I like to be surprised every month. I used to follow a page where it would tell you like the books for every month for every book subscription, and it just kind of like lost the excitement for me. So now I like to be totally surprised. First book of the book haul is Heavenly Bodies. Your girl is the worst when it comes to author names, but hello, she's beautiful. This cover is everything. Foiling, the colorways, I love the design, how it's like an upside down look. We're getting a little bit of day and night here, and I am obsessed with the design. I think this is so lovely. The back says, "I would turn the world to darkness for you." We can't forget about the beautiful edges. Are you kidding? Fairy Loot usually kills it when it comes to the edges of books, so I'm not even surprised. The artwork. Okay, first let's find out what this is all about, and then I'll show you guys the artwork. Absolutely stunning. You know, the most dangerous kind of villain. A woman with nothing to lose. In a world ruled by stars, cruel and merciless gods, Alara has been cursed by fate. A prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but it will kill them both. When the star of wrath and war descends to hunt Alara, the neighboring kingdom sees an opportunity to take her from her home. The kingdom of night, the Helios. The kingdom of light, where she strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. There, Alara is forced to either let Prince Lorenzo train her into a weapon worthy of battling against the tyrant reign of the stars, or to accept her fate. But there are shadows even within the kingdom of light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past, in the ancient magic that slumbers into Alara's veins, and with it all, the undeniable star-crossed pull between them. Sounds absolutely lovely. Truly, it does. Okay, I kind of like the reverse dust jacket. It's totally opposite to this one, but I think it's so cool and pretty in its own way. I'm still a sucker for this. I think this is lovely, but definitely a really cool vibe to it. And we have the stunning hardcover. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Let's open it up. So very cool and different. We have the zodiac signs around the wheel, and then when you open it up, we have some gorgeous character artwork. Living for this. Already obsessed with our two characters here. And then on the back, We have some more stunning artwork, and then we have a super fun map, which is my favorite part when it comes to reading fantasy books. I'm very excited for our first book of the book haul. This is very exciting and very promising for the rest we're gonna open. I have to say I am very excited and impressed with Fairy Loot's romantasy books. Next in our pile we have a Probably Smut book box, which I believe this is going to be my very last one ever. I think this is a box that I ended up canceling at the end of December, so last book from Probably Smut I will be receiving for a very long time. And I mainly canceled my sub with them just because, again, the recent books that I've been getting I just wasn't really blown away with, and I'd rather save the money to spend on other books. So I decided to let go of Probably Smut for a little bit, but that does not mean I will not be back. Usually I'm pretty wowed by their editions and their books, but just recently it didn't really seem worth it to me, so I will always miss their adorable packaging. They literally wrap everything with twine, they put their own little card on it. It says, packed by your PS team with love. First things first, we have some fun book review pages, which if you've been around for a while, you guys have definitely seen me. No way. They're double-sided. I have wanted them to do double-sided book review pages for so long. You guys have seen me fill out a ton of these because I was filling up my reading journal with them, but I do have a new reading journal for 2025, which you guys will see in a different video. These are so fun to fill out though. I still use them to this day just because I like how simple and minimalistic they are. Then with every package you get themed stickers to go along with the book. You guys also know I'm obsessed with their stickers. First sticker of the box, straight from the gutter, and it's a rat. And then the last sticker, very cute. Another favorite of mine, every book comes with an annotation key, double-sided with a fun themed bookmark, and then you also get annotation tabs that match the key, so when you're reading the book you can annotate and tab along, which I've always really loved and appreciated because then I don't have to go through and make my own key. They already have one for me and it's adorable, and it doubles as a fun bookmark. And then the book is called Greenlight by Jessie Hall, I want to say. This is the cover. The back says, we're tied together in such twisted, sinful ways that never let up. This is also a big one, guys. This is a big, thick book, and she do be heavy, okay? She is pushing over 620 pages, which is pretty hefty for a romance book in my opinion, but I honestly can't judge because I did read Binding 13 and Keeping 13 last year. If you know, you know. Those books are the chunkiest books on the planet in my opinion, and I loved every second of them. I was actually sad when they ended and they were already like 600 or 700 pages, so I try not to judge books that are on the chunky side anymore because of those ones. This do be chunky, and it does make me wonder if it's really just, you know, 600 pages of Probably Smut. Next up, we have another Fairy Loot box, and to be completely honest, I think this may be a pre-order. I still do have a few outstanding pre-orders with Fairy Loot that I'm waiting on. Ooh, I think I totally forgot about these. These edges, are you kidding? We have The Wall of Winnipeg and Me and All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. Stop, these are so cute. I do remember ordering these a while ago. I totally forgot about them though, and I have to say these edges are so cutesy. I'm obsessed with them. So The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, this is like a football type of romance, and it's basically about an assistant falling in love with the football player that she works for, and I think he's like a grump or something and just really needy and annoying, and I think she ends up quitting, or he fires her and then he begs for her back, and a whole romance kind of snowballs from there. But I've heard such incredible things about this book, about this author, and I saw an opportunity to get a really pretty edition of it, so I decided to jump on it. Low-key looks like Josh Allen, just saying. I'm guessing our FMC is an artist because we're also getting little paint brushes in here. This is what the hardcover looks like. And the other other book I got is All Roads Lead Here. I don't know if this is a new one or if it's like a re-release, but I've also heard really, really good things about it, and people just rave about this couple. I've heard a lot of people say that this is their favorite book by her, so very excited for it. I love the green colorways of it. I am such a sucker for a pretty green color, and I'm guessing this is going to be more on the traveling side just because of the title and the little backpack detail we're getting. Aurora knows moving back to the place that was once home isn't going to be easy. Starting your whole life over probably isn't supposed to be, but a small town in the mountains might be the perfect remedy for a broken heart. Checking out her landlord across the driveway, it just might cure it too. So he's going to be our FMC's landlord. I love that it's green foiling too. I think that's so pretty. Another chunky one. I think all of her books are on the chunkier side. This one is also a little over 500 pages, but again, it's just another book I've heard really good and positive things about. I've had friends tell me they really enjoyed it, so we're finally doing it. 2025 is the year. Next up, we have Eternal Embers. This is my last Eternal Embers box. I also canceled this subscription mainly because the books just were not hitting. I was super disappointed with a lot of them, and a lot of them I did get were really cool and I'm excited about them still, but there's just so many where I'm like, but this is our last Eternal Embers box, and I was a part of their hardcover subscription, so I would get hardcover books every month. And December's author was LJ Shen, which I hear so many good things about this author. I don't believe I've read anything by them, but it's a very like hyped up romancy type of author. And we have Bane and Scandalous. I'm kind of loving the whole beachy theme. Bane definitely is giving off a more wintry Christmas vibe just because of the snowflakes up top, but I'm living for the beach vibes of Scandalous. This looks very, very fun. Then we have the cutie sprayed edges. I feel like the author as a whole is very promising for me, but overall these are very, very cute. Next we have an Owl Crate box, which I honestly think this may be a pre-order as well because I do remember these books now. I actually opened them when they came. I can't believe I forgot about them. These lovely books were also a pre-order, and I got them from Owl Crate. We have Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I am obsessed with these editions. I think they are so, so cute, especially in person. When I saw them online originally, I was kind of like, I don't know if I should get them and waste the money, but having them in my hands and seeing them in person, so happy I did, so happy I decided to order them. And then the edges have little quotes on them, which I am obsessed with. These editions overall are just so cool. I feel like there's a lot going on the hardcover, but I honestly love it, and I love the quotes that they kind of picked out for it. I do have to say the artwork style that they chose and how they decided to portray Peyton and Kai, I'm like a little bit iffy on. I'm kind of like 50-50 on it, to be honest, because some of it I'm like, oh, that looks really cool, and then other parts I'm like, I also feel like it's not very consistent throughout the books, but you guys will see what I mean very soon. So this is the first artwork we have. It's cute, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It wasn't something that really wowed me. And then the back, we have this one. I just feel like the character artwork isn't really consistent. I don't think they look like the same people, to be completely honest. Then we have book 2, which is Reckless. I am obsessed with the coloring of this cover. I love the red flowers. I think it is so, so lovely. Then we have our edges that says pretend with me. We have the arrow. Oh my gosh, love it. Book 2 is probably one of my favorite books of 2024. Foiling all over the hardcover. We have some awesome quotes on here as well. Beautiful, lovely. Makes me wonder why they chose to do red foiling on this cover to match it. I like that they did that. But for Powerless, they did green foiling, and I feel like it would have looked a lot better if they did the purple foiling. So just a little thing that I kind of noticed. This reverse dust jacket is really pretty in my opinion. I like that they decided to portray the flower field from, you know, like the end of the book. At the same time, I just don't know how I feel about the character artwork. I think this one is definitely better than the first book, but Then we have the artwork inside the book. Love this scene. I think the scenes that they chose to display for book 2, so on point. Love it so much. This one I don't really mind that much just because the characters themselves are so tiny on the page, but it's okay. Not bad. Then we have the back artwork. Love this scene as well, but again, I feel like these are totally different characters compared to the first pages of the book, and especially compared to the artwork for book 1. And then lastly, we have the novella Powerful. I also love the little quote they chose for the edges. I think it is so perfect. And then of course we have Adina's little needle. And then again, they chose blue foiling for the hardcover of this book to match it. So why wouldn't they choose purple foiling for Powerless? You get my gist? Again, absolutely lovely though. If you look closely at the artwork, you can see her needle again and the thread kind of going around the quotes. I'd say the artwork they chose for Powerful as well. Chef's kiss, guys. First one we have. Are you kidding? It is Adina and Peyton, and I am obsessed with how they look in this picture. This is exactly how I envision them, and they are just so stinking sweet. I love this so much. And in the back, they also decided to keep it Adina and Peyton, and I'm so happy they did because I think it is so lovely. And even though we get romance in Adina's story, I feel like her story was really just her friendship with Peyton and how much it meant to her. Also, no complaints for the reverse dust jacket for this one. I am obsessed with what they decided to do with it, especially because they chose to portray Adina and our MMC in the book, and I really like that they did that. And I like that they kept Adina and Peyton, the two main character artworks, in the back and front of the book. Again, I feel like it's more so about Adina's friendship and how much she loved and cared for Peyton, so I'm really happy that they kept that kind of the main focus of the artwork for this one. Overall, I think these are absolutely lovely. I'm happy that I decided to get them because I now have special editions of some of my favorite books. Okay, now I think we're moving on to books that I've gotten sent from publishers and authors and stuff like that. And the first one that we have is from Bloom Books, which is always such an honor to get PR mail from Bloom. Oh my gosh. We have years 1 through 3 of the Kingmaker series by Sophie Lark, which is so crazy and so cool because I'm a very big Sophie Lark fan. I read her entire Brutal Birthright series and was just obsessed with it, and she's one of those dark romance authors that I've just really enjoyed over the years, so this is really exciting. The Kingmaker series is basically a spin-off of the Brutal Birthright series, and each book is about a kid from one of our main couples of the Brutal Birthright series, and I'm so excited to read about their stories and hopefully get cameos of my favorite couples from the Brutal Birthright series. Year 1 in the Kingmaker series. I love that it's blue. This is all about Leo, and he is a Gallo. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. We have the Gallo family tree. Then when you flip the page, we also have the Griffin family tree and the Yenin family tree, which is so cool. The Gallos are part of the Italian mafia, the Griffins are part of the Irish mafia, and then the Yenins are a part of the Russian mafia. So this is all about Leo Gallo, and he is the son. He's Sebastian's son. Sebastian's book was by far my least favorite in the series, and he's like my least favorite Gallo, and his wife is my least favorite character. But nonetheless, I have high hopes. It's okay. And then year 2, we got a red book in here. I love it. So this one is all about Miles Gallo. We have another Gallo in the mix here. And Miles Gallo is the son to Ada. Ada's story is in book 1 of the Brutal Birthright series. Love her story. Obsessed with it. It's such a good enemies to lovers and arranged marriage. So good, guys. And then year 3 is a pretty purple color. This is all about Dean Yenin. So he is a Yenin. I know my least favorite, but it's okay. Oh, this is actually really interesting. He is actually not coming from like one of our main Brutal Birthright couples. And then there's 2 more books in the series as well, so can't wait to see what the next 2 are about. Love Sophie Lark. If you are someone who's looking to get into dark romance, I highly recommend her Brutal Birthright series, just because they're not like super dark romancy in my opinion. Like, I was able to get through them and I ended up really enjoying them, whereas with some dark romances, they're just like a little bit too much for me. So Sophie Lark is such a good like intro into dark romance in my opinion. So cool that Bloom sent me those. I lied. We have another book sub here that I totally forgot about, and it's actually one of the book subs I decided to keep for 2025 because they are still like one of the best ones I've ever been a part of, and it is the Darkly box by Bookish Box. If you guys aren't familiar, check them out because they have probably the best book special editions in the game, and you also can get like bookish themed goodies with them. So super fun. The book is The Dead Guy Next Door. It's a Riley Thorne novel, but it's by Lucy Score. This is just the sticker for it. Obviously Bookish Box sends a fun little sticker, which is actually really fun because then when I read the book I use the book sticker for my book reviews, so it's actually very helpful that they do that. I am such a sucker for good foiling, guys, and this book has some very good foiling. Do you see that shimmer? I really like the way it looks. I like that they did a border for it, and then we have these gorgeous edges. This is a book that I've kind of seen around, but I don't really know much about it. It seems very cool. A nice normal life. Is that too much to ask? For Riley Thorne it is. Divorced, broke, living with a pack of elderly roommates, and those hallucinations Riley's diligently ignoring. Her mom is convinced Riley must be clairvoyant. Just when things seem like they can't get any worse, a so hot he should be illegal private investigator shows up on her doorstep looking for the guy next door, who turns up murdered. PI Nick Santiago doesn't play well with others. He's a rebel, a black sheep, a man who prefers a buffet of options to being stuck with the same entree every night. You catch his drift. But when the pretty, possibly psychic Riley lands at the top of the suspect list for this murder, Nick immediately volunteers to find out who done it. He likes solving mysteries. It has nothing to do with wanting to flex his heroic muscles for Riley. At least that's what he's trying to convince himself. Nick and Riley must put their heads together to find out who really pulled the trigger, all while keeping a rule-bound, grudge-holding detective at bay and dealing with the stranger claiming he's arrived to help Riley hone her psychic gifts. And before the killer decides to turn his sights on Riley. This sounds so fun. I love when there's romance, but also like a murder mystery intertwined. I think it's so fun, and I also really like murder mysteries, but I like when there's a good solid romance in them. So this sounds like it could be a really good book for me. The quality is unmatched. Like, Bookish Box is honestly worth all the hype, and it's worth the wait. Okay, the reverse dust jacket is also really cool. I'm kind of digging it. When you open it up, we have some fun tarot cards. So beautiful. The title page, they also do really cool artwork for the title page, and I always love it. I am honestly so excited for this book, guys. I'm not even kidding. Along with Bookish Box books, you get little goodies. The first one is the Immortal Order series inspired acrylic bookmark. The perfect mix of Dark Night and Golden Dawn, and that's what it looks like. Very fun. Every box comes with a Darkly's cabinet of curiosities, and it's a surprise bookish pin. This month it's between Butcher and Blackbird, Between Wrath and Mercy, and Juniper Hill by Devney Perry. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's for Butcher and Blackbird, and it is actually very cool. This is the pin for it. Also, if you know, you know, I'm like a really big collector of pins and bookish pins. I think they are so fun to collect. Then we have My Dark Beast inspired wood catchall. That is really cool. That's another thing I actually really appreciate with Bookish Box and Darkly Box items, is that they're really cute, good quality items that I will actually use. I know in the past with Fairy Loot and Owl Crate, I'd get so many items from them, but they just weren't like usable items always, or items that I would realistically use. So it's really cool that Darkly and Bookish Box do stuff like this. This one is extra fun. It's a bride inspired campfire mug. Oh my gosh, it's the note he leaves for her when he goes on a run. And then on the other side, it's cutie little character artwork of them. So cute and fun. And then last but not least, you get a t-shirt with every book, which is also so fun. I'm such a sucker for a fun bookish t-shirt, and I love wearing them in the summer. This t-shirt is inspired by the Ever King, and it says "My beautiful monster." How stinking cool. I've gotten so many fun t-shirts from them as well. I have a lot of Western and small town romance ones from Bookish Box that I absolutely love and live in. Back to the PR mail, we have Welcome to Shady Cove, all the missing pieces. This is a really cool box. When I see authors send things in boxes like this, I'm like, okay, you really went all out, and I love it. I do remember checking this out and reading a little bit about it because the PR box as a whole is absolutely insane. First off, they sent a cute little map of Shady Cove, and I am obsessed with it. It's so cute and cozy, and I'm so excited to get into this universe and meet these characters. We have a missing person true crime card, which gets me a little excited just because I'm thinking this is kind of going to be murder mystery vibes, true crime vibes. The book's also going to be centered around a podcast, maybe like a true crime podcast. Small town suspense. So this is actually so cute. We have a cat named Tater. I'm sorry, I'm already in love with him. And then we have a tortured sheriff hero, a cutie little Shady Cove sticker, as well as a author signed card to put in the book, which is super cool. This probably is one of the coolest PR boxes I've ever received just because there's so much that went into it. They also sent a bunch of little stars to hang on the wall or the ceiling, and they glow in the dark. So stinking cute. We also have a fun little shot glass that says the whiskey barrel. Sounds like cereal, and when you open it up, there's some cute little pink earbuds in it, which is so stinking cool that they sent pink earbuds. Along with that, they sent little pink mics that I can connect to my phone. These are literally the cutest little things ever. I'm going to use these all the time. We have a cutie little notebook that says "Sounds Like Cereal." I'm assuming that's the name of the podcast in the book, which is such a brilliant podcast name for true crime. I actually am obsessed with this. And then last but not least, we have All the Missing Pieces by Catherine Cowles. It is our lovely book of the PR box, and honestly, I'm obsessed with this cover. If this was... and they're sprayed edges. If I saw this in a bookstore, it's definitely a book I would pick up just because of how pretty and captivating the cover is. I love the foiling, I love the colors they chose, and I just think it is so cute. I'm assuming our FMC is a true crime podcaster. You know, she's doing her thing. And then we have our grumpy sheriff hero who is trying to figure out a murder mystery. I just know they are going to cross paths somehow, and they are probably going to end up working together to figure out who did it. Definitely another really fun and interesting book that I can't wait to try out. I'm actually living for all like the murder mystery books we're kind of getting. I think it's gonna be the year of like murder mysteries for me. Next up, this is one I got very long ago. Like I think I got this before December, straight from the Tortured Poets department. So we're getting a little Taylor Swift action, and it's actually Taylor Swift by the book. The literature behind the lyrics, from fairy tales to tortured poets. Okay, how cool is this book though? From a Robert Frost poem on her debut album to the myth of Cassandra on the Tortured Poets department, Taylor Swift's lyrics are filled with literary connection. Make sure you're catching them all with this expert guide to the novels, poems, and plays that influence her songwriting. This is such a cool and also just stunning book. I love the artwork. In the first page, it says "From the Library of," and you can write in your own name. And it basically goes through every single one of her songs, and it talks about the lyrics and the lore and all the connections. This is literally adorable. Like the artwork in it too is so cute. Along with it, we have a bunch of fun little goodies. We have some fun Taylor Swift like wishy-washy tape. You can kind of see her. I know there's a weird glare. A cute little notebook. I love a good gel pen, and it's pink. And then we also have another fun pen in here. It says "Dear Reader." It's actually a really nice pen too. On to our final book box of today's video. I actually just received this in the mail today, and it is so crazy to me that I receive PR boxes from Disney books. I think it is one of the coolest things to honestly ever happen to me because I love books and I love reading, but I also love Disney and everything about Disney. So the fact that I get little packages from them from time to time is always just a total shell shock to me. But we got a book box this morning for 3 new books, and it is a part of their Disney villain stories. This is such a cool idea. It's very similar to A Twisted Tale. These are basically reimaginings about Disney villains and kind of like what their lives were like before they became the villains in their stories. We have Jafar, Captain Hook, and then we have one called The Wicked Ones. Let's jump into it. They also sent some cute little goodies. We have Moroccan Mint. It's a refreshing blend of green tea and peppermint, which is so cool that they sent me tea. Disney books sent me tea, guys. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing too. It's a candle shape of a snake. How crazy is that? And she smells incredible. I thought this was so cool as well. They sent me a cute little crew neck that has the series on it, and then the back has Disney books on it, which I was literally fangirling over. I thought that was so cool. And then last but not least, we have the books themselves, the wishlist ones, which is all about Jafar's story and basically what his life was like before he became the villain in Aladdin. Then we have the lost ones, which is all about Captain Hook. I feel like these books are just gonna make me cry. The villain stories always make me cry. And then we have the Wicked Ones, which this cover is so cool. It's about 2 sisters, one chance for the throne. Those are all the books for today's book haul though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. I hope these kind of give you inspo for maybe books you want to try out this year. I'm so excited to try out so many of them, especially like the true crime ones. I feel like those are going to be so much fun. Yeah, we have some incredible books to start off 2025 with. I am so beyond excited. Let me know down below in the comments what is on your 2025 TBR list. What are the books that you are definitely reading this year? Because I also need some good books to put on my 2025 TBR because I'm kind of just coasting right now. I don't have any books at the top of my list, to be honest. So let me know what you guys are reading, if I should be reading it too. And yeah, with all that being said, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.